If you could change anything about the past, what would you do differently? A question that we've probably all had, and a question that I sought to answer. In this massive social experiment, I plunged 50 players into a realistic medieval world to see how they would simulate the Age of Vikings. Players were split evenly onto two teams, the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings, and had to learn to survive, fend for themselves, and build civilizations before the end of the season. Will the course of history play out differently than in real life? What friendships will be made, and which civilizations will fall? I proudly present to you all the 50-player Minecraft medieval experiment.
And yeah, may the best person win.
It was the beginning of the season, and all 50 players spawned in and began to explore the surroundings.
I think that we are in the south. We are in the south.
However, not every group liked where they spawned, especially some of the
Saxons! What's up?
They're migrating.
Migrating? What do you mean migrating?
The Anglo-Saxons, led by their newly elected king Scribbles, absolutely despised the flat plains in the south of the island, and they quickly began to migrate north in search of a more defensible place to call home. Scribbles, where are you headed?
We're heading for a peninsula.
What peninsula?
Is it the mountainous peninsula?
Yeah.
Darren, you got a horse. Let's
Alright, Don, come on.
And on the way there, they came across something else that was unexpected.
There's like this banner with arrows pointing in the direction.
I don't know. Follow it if you want.
Hi, I'm Stoney the Anglo-Saxon, and this is Stoney Stable Company. We have it all. Horses, saddles, a map to a hidden legendary weapon somewhere on this island. More horses! So come on down and barter, unless you're an ogre. I can always tell if you're an ogre. Hey! Hey, get away, ogre!
In the way of Scribbles' migration was a rogue and crazed Anglo-Saxon citizen named Stoney.
Get out of here before I fuck you up, ogre.
Whoa.
He scares me.
As you can see, he was a little unhinged. Despite his tendency to attack literally anyone that came within his vicinity, a few Anglos were actually charmed by his business prospect and opted to join him. And one of those people was a user named Jokop.
This was a kind ogre. When I talked to him, he said he's a very fine fellow. He came from a nice family. He played with horses when he was young too.
For some reason, Jokop was one of the only people that Stoney actually ended up trusting, and he was eventually hired as an employee of his company.
Jokop, you're friendly with Stoney now. That's good.
I'm building him a tower.
And while Jokop was warming up to Stoney, meanwhile... in the hills of the island's north, a user known as Verta established herself as the leader of the largest faction of the Vikings, who chose to call themselves the Danelaw.
Hey, how's the castle going? What are you guys planning on building?
We're gonna build it right here.
The Danes had built themselves a solid foundation in this new capital city, which they would call Jorvik. However, it wasn't long before trouble arose.
I see people down in the valley. People down in the valley. Raiders.
What?
Bro, no.
Yo.
No.
We're Saxon. Who are you?
Are those Danelaws?
Oh, okay.
Why did y'all leave me over here?
I can't find anything.
No! You're chasing them out of the land!
The land that Scribble's people were migrating to was right in the heart of the Danelaw. The Danes, with the height advantage, began to cut down and chase any Anglo they could find in an attempt to push them back to the southern plains. Some retreated back into Stoney's territory, but were confused for ogres and were attacked.
What did I tell you about coming onto my turf, ogre?
The Saxon migration had failed, and now members of their civilization were scattered across the world. King Scribbles convened with who he could and began to discuss a new plan.
Oh, bro.
You know what, fucking boys? I'm almost just saying, how about this? We just set up in the plains, we farm up a shit ton of food, and then we just meet up with you guys. We don't build anything too permanent.
However, soon they began to notice that not every Saxon was returning home.
So yeah, do we know where our team's at?
Hey, let's all fire.
In fact, this was a very common occurrence on both sides. People from all over the island were now paranoid about war. And many decided to take their chances and settle elsewhere, away from the two main civilizations. Such as here in the north of the island.
What is your allegiance, my friend?
Hello.
Do you support Odin?
This is Wengo, and he began to recruit his fellow Danes so that he could start his own clan.
I don't know if our team is gonna survive.
Yeah.
In the event that our team seems not at all working together well, I'm gonna build a settlement for Odin. You want in?
Yeah, sure.
And soon enough, the individuals that Wengo had gathered made a proclamation together.
Yo, what's up? What's going on?
We wish to inform you that us four, we are starting our own colony. It's a subsection of the Danelaws, but we will be explicitly worshipping Odin.
What are you calling yourself?
They announced to the world that yet another civilization had formed.
We are the Raven Clan.
And meanwhile, at Stoney Stables...
Did you just vomit that out?
Oh, defend the boss!
Do you need help, Mr. Stoney?
God, ogre, he's an ogre!
Peep! Peep! What did you do?
This is Peepacy, a former member of the Danelaw who chose to set off and start his own trading company.
This man, he said he's not an ogre, and I shot at him earlier, but then he came back and he started killing me. Right? Go get the...
No! But his attempts of eliminating the competition weren't going well. However, him visiting Stoney had one positive upside. He met Jokop.
Hi. Hey.
And while Peep's relationship with Jokop's boss would remain a bit rough, these two figures meeting would be the start of something greater. Hold up, who's that? Pablito, a Danelaw citizen, infiltrated the Saxons as a spy.
Who are you?
I'm on your team.
What?
Anyways, I'm going back
Wait,
to the mines.
And brought back to his civilization word of Stoney Stables.
I just went over to the Anglo base and just told them that I was one of the Anglos and they believed me. I mean, if we get flint and steel, their base is made out of wood. There's like a giant floating horse head or something.
Most Danes just assumed he was a full part of the Anglo-Saxon civilization, but upon realizing he wasn't, they set off to do some diplomacy.
What are y'all doing here?
And the voices in your head.
I got no voices in my head. I don't have an internal monologue. Some people say I don't even have a conscience.
Bruh. Is this even the Anglo base or is this just like the Stony base?
This
It's
is
my farm, it's my stables, and I suggest you prove you're not an ogre before you come up on my land like that.
Then the Danelaw diplomats made a fatal mistake.
Alright, how do I prove I'm not an ogre?
There's one way to prove it. Ogres aren't vegetarians.
Say something so you kill Stoney.
No, we don't kill Stoney, we kill ogres. Get out of here, ogre. Get out. You got me. I saw that meat. I saw you. You better run.
I thought you said ogres
are not.
They failed the ogre test, and with that, they returned home, unable to establish friendly relations. And this failure would be the start of an awful, tumultuous relationship between these two factions. If you've made it this far, you should subscribe and join the Discord to participate in events just like this. While everyone was bickering over at the stables, an Anglo-Saxon named Darren had wandered into the swamp. And there, following a trail of amethyst, he found the sword in the stone, Excalibur.
You know, you've been a good customer of mine, Penguin Ogre. I heard somewhere over in them ogre-infested woods over there that there's some pokey sword in a rock. You should go find that.
Whoa! Darren, congrats, you got Excalibur. How do you feel? That's perfect.
usurp your king.
You can usurp your king if you want to. You literally pulled the sword of the stone.
And while it seems absurd, he could. According to legend, whoever held the Excalibur had the legitimate claim to the throne of the Anglo-Saxons. But there were some who wondered what this would mean for King Scribbles.
This ain't no real king.
I'm the real king.
Back away.
Someone here pulled Excalibur. Get.
Yo, Darren. Yo, bro, can I have Excalibur, please? They think I'm not the king, bro. They think I'm not the king. They're gonna try to kill me, bro.
Nah, I'm keeping it.
That's crazy, bro. Crazy.
There was brief panic amongst the Anglos, Stables. And while Darren did toy with the idea of claiming himself the Prince of Wales, he opted instead to keep the sword and remain loyal to his king. And now, with Excalibur on their side, the Anglos very quickly grew to become the most powerful civilization on the island, centered here in their newly founded capital of Scranchester. And speaking of things that were newly founded, I haven't been entirely truthful with you about this realistic medieval world. Welcome to the Isle of Man. Located far off the coast of the Danelaw, this barren sandbank had nothing but a single tree, some signs, and a buried treasure. This island was first discovered by a lone explorer known as TDF Taco, coming from a village he founded here on the main island southwest, called Cornwall. But he didn't stay on the Isle of Man for long, and soon other players began to wash up on these shores, such as a user named Melee.
Land, finally. Is this an island? Oh, other people have been here.
And it was Melee who decided to call this place home.
Pretty tough, pretty tough.
Yo, Melee! You built a little settlement over here.
I named it Manberg.
This is cool.
When TDF found out about this, the two convened in Cornwall and decided to share the island together.
So we're recruiting. You want to be part of a free civilization on an island far away?
Sure.
All right.
But for now, as they laid their foundation, their little sandbank was still heavily reliant on the mainland for supplies and resources. And so Melee arrived back at her home in Scranchester to get supplies. And there she noticed that the Saxons were gearing for war.
Run, go.
What?
Go.
Carrick!
Yo, what's up?
Carrick Blaze, a citizen of both the Danelaw and Raven clan, had raided and stolen a horse from Stoney Stables.
Carrick, where did you get that from?
We raided them.
You raided Stoney's stable?
And for Stoney, this was the final straw. This, and from the way that the Danes had treated him earlier, had him convinced that their entire kingdom was the embodiment of an ogre stronghold, and therefore must be removed from the world. And so he mustered an army of anyone he could find, recruiting most of the Saxons, Jokop, and Peepaseep, because he needed numbers. And they set off to invade and destroy the Danelaw.
That they're ogres.
No.
Why are you here? Wait. I have a dog.
I don't care if you got nothing. No.
You killed the horse.
They're all ogres. Get out of my head.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, total.
Vaerta and Wengo were fuming, picking up the pieces of their once prosperous civilization. People across the island were fed up with Stoney's antics, and soon the Danes began to call for his complete annihilation. A war against Stoney's stable company. However, not every group was enthused.
Ninja, come in here.
I don't know. I want to focus on building.
Yeah,
we don't want to get involved.
The Saxons refused to ally with the Danes against one of their own. And while Stoney was somewhat relieved, this wasn't the outcome he was hoping for. And now he was absolutely terrified to face the wrath of the Danes alone. And so he and Jokop began to fortify the stable, and desperate for people on his side, he properly forgave Peepaseep.
All right. You're not an ogre.
And he began to help out too. But no matter what Stoney did to protect himself now, he realized he was in too deep. And so he pulled his loyal employee aside and talked to him.
Jokop, there is gonna be some mean, nasty business that goes down here. I have made a lot of enemies in my time in this world, and I recommend you get out of here and save yourself.
Jokop pleaded with Stoney, begging him to let him help, but he wouldn't allow it.
Goodbye, my friend.
Thank you, Mr. Stoney.
And so, Jokop, accompanied by his friend Peepaseep, did just that. And as Jokop got into place, Vaerta and the Danes arrived at the gates of the stables.
Stoney, surrender.
Stoney, wait. The battle began.
Attack.
The battle begins!
Stoney did at first manage to hold off the onslaught of Danes. But then, the walls were breached. The Danes were inside. And someone mistakenly set off something they shouldn't have.
Oh, the TNT's igniting!
What was supposed to be a small battle left the stable a crater. And it and Stoney were gone. The aftermath of Stoney's death was immediately felt, especially for one individual.
Stoney didn't make it.
No, Stoney.
And with nowhere left to go, Jokop ultimately decided to rejoin his original team, the Saxons. But when he got to Scranchester, chaos was ensuing.
Why is there a raid happening right now? Ooh. Ooh.
As it turned out, while Stoney was being dealt with, the Saxons had launched a major raid on the Raven clan.
You raided their bases while they were raiding Stoney.
Yeah.
And so, the Danes launched a counterattack against Scranchester.
Not friend, wait, hold it, someone there.
Who is who?
We're not friend, help.
While the Danes were pushed back, tension on the island was getting to a boiling point, and it looked as if the Danes' attack on Stoney would escalate into a full world war. And now, fearing the power of Excalibur and the Anglo-Saxons, the Danes, and the Raven clan especially, began to pray to Odin for guidance.
What's going on here?
Odin told us to be silent.
And soon, he answered their prayers.
Oh, we are one.
We have to go send a message.
In the form of a union.
Hear me, and hear me well, my fellow Danes. Odin on this day has given us favor. Odin on this day has given us prosperity. The Saxons won't die. They will burn in Helheim permanently, and we shall reign glorious in our world. Praise be to Odin, and praise be to the Danes. Praise be to Odin, and praise be to the Danes.
I pronounce you Duke and Viking King, Duchess and Viking Queen, sons and daughters of Odin.
Praise be to the Danes! Praise be to the Danes!
Seeing the unity of the Danelaw and the Raven clan, the Saxons began to freak out.
They married.
Wait, what?
How could you let this happen? And began mass preparing for war.
We are like evacuating from here. It's undefendable.
They soon evacuated their capital and carried all of their valuables into the confines of the Scranchester citadel.
Yeah, we're trying to haul ass. Hey, do you want to help us herd some cattle?
And while this was happening, in the background of all the movement, some recruiting was going on.
I circumnavigated the map after I finished mining, and I found an island, and I set up shop on there.
It was TDF and Melee of Manberg, and they were looking for new citizens. And out of everyone in the crowd who could have joined, one person was overwhelmingly on board.
Oh, how's the oh, the Isle of Man? I'd love to go there.
Peepaseep.
I'd love to
this
go
goes
to
where I
Melee.
got the Isle of
Yeah, we should go. Yeah, we should go to the Isle of Man.
Seeing this as an opportunity to expand his business, Peepaseep joined and enthusiastically began to help them recruit more people.
Anybody else want to come?
However, in doing so, he angered his old friend, Jokob. Peepasheep invited Jokob to join him, but he was too distraught. Having just lost Stoney and feeling like he was losing the only other friend he had left, he begged Peepasheep to stay. But seeing the conflict that was to come, Peepasheep stood strong and decided to go with Melee anyway. And so, the Manbergians, led by their new monarch Melee, set off back to their new reformed island kingdom, leaving Jokob behind. While the citizens of Manberg were heading home, however, they passed by the capital of the Sons of Odin, which was full of Danes. Apparently, Scribbles had launched a major attack on the old capital of the Raven clan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the decoy dog.
An action which caused all the Danes to flee to Jorvik. The Sons of Odin had enough with the Anglo-Saxons. They had caused them nothing but trouble since the beginning, and now, with their clans united, they finally had the power to take him out, seize Excalibur, and rule the island once and for all. And so, Queen Beata and King Wengo addressed their people, rallying them for one final war.
There is no such thing as a bad death, only a great life. If we fall, we will rise in Valhalla, and those Saxon bastards will die. Long live Odin. For Valhalla!
Okay. And so the Danes set off towards Scranchester.
We're gonna go wide. Follow me. We're gonna go wide.
And a siege began.
They're in the forest.
Do we have any arrows?
They're inside. They're inside. Yeah, they reached it.
Go, go, go! Oh, oh!
I'm with you guys. Okay.
More TNT?
The king, get the king.
You got this. You got this, Scribbles.
Oh, the Excalibur? Holy shit.
Wait, what? Wait.
Wingo.
You fools! This was just a distraction!
Your base is a distraction!
The first wave had been a success, but the Danes were pushed back and were forced to regroup. But as they began the second wave of their siege...
You know what? If I die, I die.
Run, Wingo, run! Get... Wingo, run! Run! Go! No!
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
Run, run, run!
Run us help!
Wingo, keep going, keep going!
While the Danes were retreating into the forest, one of them had turned around and slaughtered Darren, the holder of Excalibur.
Excalibur has been dropped! Hearn is the new wielder of Excalibur.
And while the sword was picked up by another Saxon named Hearn Chaos, this gave the Danes one more burst of energy to finish things off.
Why are you going back?
I will not surrender to these cowards.
Ooh.
Yes! Yes. Victory is ours! Odin lives with us! That's not right, brothers. Odin lives with us!
The Scranchester Citadel was captured, but King Scribbles and his personal guard were nowhere to be seen.
Ooh, Scribbles, where are you going?
We're escaping.
And so scouts were sent out to hunt him and the remaining Saxons down. And eventually, they were found.
What happened? Why are you?
Please let me go.
Kill us are going after him. We need to hurry, there's tons of people. Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in! No! Get in!
Oh! Nah, I'm your friend, I'm your friend.
Oh, we got him! Yes! We got him!
King Scribbles and his second in command were dead.
Yo, me and Solomon are the best duo.
Let's go, Mythicalis.
But they weren't celebrating for long, because they realized that the location of where the assassination happened was very peculiar. It was on the northwest coast of the island, facing the Isle of Man. As it turned out, just before Scranchester fell, Jokop had accepted Peepaseep's invitation to come to Manberg and convinced Scribbles and the surviving Anglos to come with him, including the Excalibur holder, Hearn, the only threat left to Viking supremacy. And so the Danes declared war.
They're at a place called Manberg.
Do you happen to know where Manberg is?
It's time.
This feels like Skyrim a bit.
The Danes are coming!
They're here?
Oh, alright, let me do the talking, fellows.
Here to negotiate peace. Here to negotiate peace.
Here to talk. Where is Pete? Pete, we are here for the Saxons. If you hand them over, we promise you, you will live another day.
I'm not going to force my citizens to go under the hand of another nation. Saxons
want-
of my
we want
nation
the
can leave if they wish, and they can stay if they wish.
Saxons! What do you think about that?
Reverend, gentlemen, I'm afraid that you have aligned yourself poorly. Vikings! Get them all!
And so began the Battle of Manberg.
They're trying to escape on boat.
Within a few minutes, the Danes had completely overrun the island.
Where'd they go? They dipped.
Look around, there might be hiding.
TDF was dead.
TDF!
Melee had fled to a hiding place in the corner of the world. And Peepaseep and the Saxons barricaded underground.
I have gotten information from Odin. There is a bunker straight down from the clay inside the castle.
The Viking forces surrounded the area and dug down to Peepaseep in one last attempt to get him to surrender.
So here is our offer to you. We will let you live if you renounce the Saxons and join us.
However, he had one last trick up his sleeve.
That is the only mercy we will offer.
For the stables. For Stoney.
Whoa!
You fools!
Peepaseep had rigged a trap and killed over half of the Danes. And in the name of Stoney and his friend, he then seized Excalibur for himself. The Danes did not react kindly to this. Wengo and Beerta, enraged, began to hunt down and slaughter any Anglo that was left standing in an attempt to bring their leadership out to talk. And so, with both sides exhausted from war, Jokop and Peepaseep met the remaining Danes in the middle of the island.
We'll talk on the bridge. So I'm not even gonna lie, that was mad impressive. Quite frankly, we don't care about your island. We only gave a shit about the Saxons because they invaded our home. So here's what we're willing to offer. The old Saxon base, you can take it over. We don't care. But in exchange, we have to agree to a non-aggression pact.
I think this is very good.
And after days of war, conflict, and death, it was agreed for the island to be shared. life proceeded in peace. The Manbergians took over the Saxon base. Verta and Wengo enjoyed their married life. And as for Jokop and Peepaseep,
For Stoney.